Hi, I'm Christine Kelly, the Director of Curriculum for the Upper Darby School District, and welcome to this month's Making a Difference videos. This month we will highlight Kristin Meehan, our lead teacher at Charles Kelly Elementary School. Kristin always highlights student and staff and boosts morale throughout the school.
My name is Kristin Meehan and I'm the lead teacher at Charles Kelly Elementary. When I was a kid, I knew I wanted to be a teacher. Actually, I went to kindergarten at Gariford.
Kristin was one of my very first students in my first kindergarten class when I came to Gariford.
So when I first started subbing, I was kind of subbing all over many districts, and someone said to me, you really should start focusing on one district. What district do you want to focus on? So I kept that in my head, and the first time I substituted at Gariford, I was walking up the steps.
I was coming from the basement floor up, bringing my class from lunch, and she was going down, and I stopped in the hallway, and I just was like in awe of the fact that she was here and looking very professional.
And she just immediately looked up at me and was like, Kristen Murphy. And I looked at her and like, oh my God, you're my kindergarten teacher. And I knew right at that moment, this was home. And I'm like, this is the district I want. This is where I want to be for my whole teaching career.
She started off at Gariford, and then she moved to Stonehurst.
And I loved every minute of Stonehurst. I loved teaching there, and a new school was opening because we were just getting too packed at Stonehurst.
When Charles Kelly first opened, she was one of the original group of staff members that came to Charles Kelly.
I remember leaving going, oh my gosh, I don't want to leave Stonehurst. And I was crying then, and my mom's like, you make friends everywhere you go. You will be fine.
She's able to adapt to the environment that she's faced at that moment.
Moving to a new school, she would always, find new people and make that community again with the people and build those relationships, because that's what she does. She always tries to get people together.
I always describe her as the cheerleader of our school.
Charles Kelly is my heart. I always call it the hidden gem of the district.
When she was a fourth grade teacher, you just knew that she was always willing to help out in any way that she could, that she's just a natural leader. So when the lead teacher position became available, we just knew that Kristin would be the best candidate for that position.
Now she's a lead teacher, and she's still Kristin. She never forgets to make sure people feel comfortable and that they're having a good time doing what they're doing, and that they understand why they're doing it too.
My job as the lead teacher is to support the teachers and the students academically and behaviorally.
As a lead teacher, the first thing you think of is like discipline.
Kristin does it in a way that not everybody does. She's proactive.
We know that a lot of times consequences and punishments, they don't necessarily fix the behavior.
We're really more about restorative practices, getting the kids to feel good with each other. It's great when I have two kids in here and they were just having, a fight on the recess yard, and next thing you know, they're best buds before they walk out of my office.
I believe our students see her as warm. They see her as strict, but they also see her as fair.
And I think that's why you see the children respond to her in the way that they do, because at the end of the day, they know, first and foremost, she's going to listen to them.
She's not always just the bad guy. She's there to help build relationships with the kids. She'll check in with them, she'll check in with the teacher, she'll come up with a plan, she'll meet with a team.
Take our worst student, they'll be the first one to say, don't mess with Mrs. Meehan, she's got our back.
Building relationships is so important with those students. They trust you, and just having fun. In the classroom, if you're having fun and you're still learning, that's it, you won.
Leaving the classroom and leaving that community of learners, it was very difficult for me because I missed the classroom so much. So while I was in this role, I started to figure out, well, I still can get into the classroom.
The best way to really utilize the lead teacher is to get them involved in everything you possibly can.
I teach model lessons in classrooms, and that's one of my favorite things to do, is be with the kids.
She goes into a lot of classrooms, does a lot of lessons. She does a lot with PBIS.
I run the Student of the Month activities.
Kristin leads all the Minute to Win It games.
She gets to spin the wheel and jump up and down and wear one of her costumes.
Read Across America, Dr. Seuss Day.
I remember last year there was a fifth grader who wrote, my favorite memory from Charles Kelly was drinking green milkshakes on St. Patty's Day.
She leads all the fun activities. We always say that she should have been an event planner.
So there's really she's pretty much involved in everything.
She has allowed me to kind of go with these initiatives, and sometimes she's a very good sport with the things I try to do, and she always says to me, I'm not getting in a costume for this event, or I'm not gonna, and next thing you know, there she is putting the blue wig on and getting in the outfit.
I'm not the type of person to dress up or put a costume on, but somehow she always seems to sucker me into it, and I love it. It's great.
The staff morale to me is very important as well, because if you're happy at work, you're happy teaching. So yeah, I do feel it's very necessary to get everybody on the same team and just collaborate with each other, even if it's like a faculty events outside of school.
Something fun where it's out of that work environment where you get to know people.
Like the end of the year barbecue, or she'll organize a weekend getaway or just a dinner out.
One of my favorite things we did here this year was a scavenger hunt for the teachers.
We had to find certain things like outside of the school, how many lights were outside of the school.
We had to go around in school, do goofy stuff.
There's also a video portion of it where they had to video each other. If they had costumes on, they got bonus points, and we had our art teacher on a bullhorn getting everybody pumped up for it.
So it was just like this crazy scavenger hunt, but she put us together with teams of people who we normally don't see all the time.
We had everybody smiling, laughing, involved.
That really helped build that good work environment where everybody's just like positive and happy.
She wants everyone to be on the team.
The teachers are happy and they're having fun. It trickles down. The students see it. They know when teachers want to be here and they're having fun. And it is evident that the teachers are having fun here, and a big part of that is Kristen.
She strives to be the best in everything that she does. And so that pretty much forces people around her to also strive for the best in everything that they do.
I love seeing people feel successful. And I think when people feel successful, even the teachers and the students, everyone's happy.
When I think of her as that young little 6-year-old in my kindergarten room, I can see that, as I said, that nurturing is something that was inbred. It's something that she had, and she's carried all through her life to accomplish what she has.
I could say I'm a better teacher because of Kristen.
She helped me to be the teacher who I am today.
I love teaching. I love being in the school. This is my heart. I will be sitting here 30 years from now still talking about being an employee of Upper Darby. What was her question? I forgot what your question was.
Thank you, Kristen, for all you do to support the students and staff at Charles Kelly Elementary. Next, we have Harmoni DeGuzman, a 5th grade student at Senkow Elementary School. Harmoni is a positive influence on all the students throughout the whole building.
My name is Harmoni, and I'm in 5th grade, and I go to Senkow Elementary School.
Harmoni is in my 5th grade classroom, and she is a bright light.
When you see her throughout the hallways, she's always smiling and happy and just has a positive spirit that she spreads around.
She gets along very well with all of her classmates. She gets along obviously very well with all of the staff.
She knows everybody in the building, and she talks to everybody in the building like they're her best friend.
All the teachers are nice here, and we all respect each other. It's just really fun here.
She loves to learn. She gets really excited, especially when we do projects.
She's always the one to take the lead, but also sharing ideas and taking others' input.
She's not one of those who will take over. She'll make sure everybody has a turn doing something.
She definitely can be the center of attention in a positive way just for all the things that she's doing around the school.
I am involved in Reading Olympics and also band. I like that I get to play the saxophone. And I just like going in class and seeing all my friends, seeing my teacher, and seeing all my old teachers, and I like helping out.
Sometimes she comes down and she helps me with things if I need, tests stamped or, any kind of organizational things, anything that I need, she's willing to help out with.
Here at Senkow, we have a 5th grade buddy system where the 5th grade students, because they're the leaders of the school, they help out with 1st graders who are still transitioning and getting accustomed to our routines.
I've been buddying with Miss Bowden's class for a couple of years now. So we'll go down with them to do projects.
They're really nice, and sometimes they're really funny too.
And she always makes a point to make sure that every child has a partner. She tends to navigate towards the students who struggle a little bit and need a little bit of extra support.
She purposely goes for those kids and she makes them feel like whatever they're doing is great, and she's very encouraging.
We do have a student who doesn't always have the best organizational skills, and he loses a lot of his supplies. And at one point, she took it upon herself to bring in all new school supplies for him. She brought in crowns and scissors and glue.
Every teacher that she's had just really notices that she's willing and determined to help out and be a member of our community any way that she can be.
I have 4 or 5 5th graders who go down to Miss Bowden's class at the end of the day and help them get packed up, make sure they get on their buses.
Miss Henry chose kids that do well in class academically, who are responsible and can handle getting themselves situated and down here on time. So I wasn't surprised at all that she was one of the students that was chosen.
Obviously, she was my first choice.
I'm a great help with the 1st graders. We go downstairs, at the end of the day, we'll just help them out.
We do have 25 1st graders, so it gets a little chaotic. but she comes in and helps keep the room organized, make sure the kids have everything that they need, school bags are packed, lined up in the right spots for their bus, and gets them to their bus on time. She really becomes like an adult. She doesn't treat them like they're babies, but she really becomes like a good role model, authority figure.
I can't be a bad influence. But like later on, their teachers are just going to be like, where did they get this from?
It also allows her to have independence, which she's going to have in 6th grade, and prepares her to be part of her school community without direct teacher supervision, preparing her for middle school at Beverly Hills.
I'll be very sad to see her go at the end of this year. I know she's going to do great things.
I have no worries about her. She'll be fine in middle school.
They might say like the 8th graders, they have to be a good influence, but I have to be a good influence for them too, because they might make mistakes, but I might be a good influence and they could learn off of me and I could learn off of them too.
Thank you, Harmony, for all of your leadership skills, and best of luck in middle school. Next, we have Brandon Caban. Brandon is an Upper Darby senior who is on the varsity tennis team. Brandon has met and exceeded all of his goals on the team.
I'm Brandon Caban. I play tennis.
He's been playing for well over 10 years.
My dad has taught my whole family how to play tennis. He started me when I was 5, and I've been playing ever since.
They're a tennis-oriented family. They used to play at Arthur Ashe, and then they're playing at all different places. He plays in advanced places.
He was already really good when I met him, and he just continued to gradually get better and beat more schools that were harder to beat.
I was always good in the sense that I knew the technique, but in terms of tournaments, when I go out there, I was not usually getting those results up until probably my sophomore year in high school.
When he came out to play tennis, he wanted to do it as a hobby. He didn't want to go too professionally into it.
What changed? I guess maturity, in a sense.
The biggest thing is having the confidence in yourself and maturing and being a better athlete.
He started to be more analytical about his games. He started analyzing what he can do, and if you ever do watch him, whenever he ever makes a mistake, he's always talking to himself, telling himself what he could do. As he played it more and more, all those connections allowed him to get so much better because he was able to play with top schools of Conestoga and Lower Merion.
His record's phenomenal. I can't remember, I just submitted to the high school, but it's incredible. Right now he's, I would say, either 1 or 2 top players in the Central League. He doesn't lose much.
I try to go into every match with a mindset that he's a player and I'm a player and I can only play my best self. So I know how I usually play and how I want to play, and based off of that, I go forward.
Every time he wins a point, he's going to cheer himself on, try to keep his morale high.
I'm usually very vocal and loud about it.
If I'm down here and he's on court 1, I know he just got the point because he screams. That's to get him up. I mean, he needs that.
It's just sportsmanship, as they say.
Once he gets his momentum, he just doesn't stop.
What it is now is that he's here to really prove a point, to say that Upper Darby, even though our team is unknown most of the time, that we can stand out.
There's a lot of expectations on me now. Freshman year there was nothing. They said go out there and do your best, and I went and won 9 matches out of 13, so I lost 4 times, and then every year I lost 1 less, and this year I'm trying to be undefeated. That's kind of the goal.
He knows he's going to be moving on and probably playing better people than he's playing now in college.
I definitely plan to play on a team. I don't know where yet. I'm looking at LaSalle, I'm looking at Ithaca.
He is trying to get into D1 of those tennis colleges, and he plans to play even better and then try to become the #1 of that team too. You'll probably see him on TV someday.
He'll never stop playing tennis. He just loves the game, and he's really, he can't live without it.
He never puts tennis to the side because he has a bad day. He'll come out, he'll work through that bad day, and he'll always be on the court somewhere, sometime of the day.
I play tennis and no one else really plays tennis except my guys here, but that's okay because I can go ahead and do myself and do what I have to do and go to get to college in the same way as everyone else.
Brandon, thank you for all your hard work and congratulations on being the first male Upper Darby student to qualify for states in a singles tournament. Thank you for watching this month's Making a Difference, and stay tuned for next month's. Bye.